Introducing Oliver Gilbert, a remarkable seven-figure student turned close friend and business partner who embarked on our Business Buying Bootcamp. Together, we spearheaded the acquisition of a manufacturing company that happens to supply a staggering 60% of the world's toothpaste tubes. My name is Mack. This is the Mack Show, and today my special guest is Oliver Gilbert. So sit back, relax, and get ready for the show. Hi, Oliver. Welcome to the Mack Show, and thank you for joining us. It's been a long time coming, and I know that both of us have been working hard and smart behind the scenes, building an empire. So how are you today?
Well, thanks a lot for having me on, Ken. Yes, it's been a lot of hard work, but we're starting to see the fruits that we're producing. So yeah, happy with where we're at and where we're going.
Well, you've achieved an incredible amount of success since participating in the Business Buying Bootcamp, and I cannot wait to share your journey with our viewers. And I've got a few questions for you today, and I'd like to first ask the most important question: what was life like before the bootcamp, and how does it compare to life now after successfully closing on your first seven-figure deal with me?
Sure. Well, life was pretty much day to day. I was in a sales role with a large house builder, selling houses day to day. You know, it was pretty standard job. I was very much just in that role. Didn't really have a huge amount going on, to be honest, because as you know, we were working quite hard on the deals. So I was working 5 days a week, but I was working every weekend and working on the deals in my free time. So it was pretty work focused, as it still is, but it was a very different focus. There was less responsibility. There was less fulfillment. So yeah, it's been a big change.
So would you say that you feel more fulfilled now that you've been able to take control of your own future and your own freedom? Because of course, when you're working for somebody else, it's hard work. There's a lot of work, and you've got to inject a lot of passion into the product and service that you provide. So now that you're in control of your own future, is that what you mean by fulfillment? That these elements are what are making you more fulfilled now that you've got the control of your own freedom?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a lot more fulfilled now. It's a lot harder what we're doing now. I'd say there's a lot more responsibility, a lot more falls on your plate, but I kind of thrive off that. It's for me, I need to be really engaged in something that I'm passionate about, have an element of control, and be able to see that I'm making an actual difference. You know, in a job, in a big corporate, you're just a cog, right? Here in what I'm doing now, what we're doing now, it's making a big difference to the employees, to the landscape of what we're trying to do, trying to innovate a little bit. So it's a lot more fulfilling in those ways.
Yeah, and it's a journey as well. And like you say, this is not easy. It's hard, but it's a journey, and you've got to sit back and enjoy the process and enjoy the journey. Because, Rome wasn't built overnight. It takes time, just like in mergers and acquisitions. It does take time to build success. And, and another way to think about it is, I probably said this to you before, even if it takes you a year to make an acquisition, think about the time that it's taken the owner of that company to get the company to where it is. So, for example, the company that you're in just now, it's taken the owner of that company 30, 40 years to get the company, and it's now into its second or third generation. So it's taken a lot of passion, time, energy, effort, resources to put that company to where it is today compared to the time that it takes to make an acquisition. So it is a journey. You've got to enjoy the journey. but the journey is certainly a lot harder when you're trying to build a business from the ground up. So like, let's just introduce, because I think that everybody's probably wondering, I've just made a crazy statement saying that you guys are responsible for 60% of the entire global supply of toothpaste tubes. So everybody's probably wondering, what is it that we do inside the factory?
Sure. Definitely to just slightly clarify that, we're not producing the toothpaste tubes. We are producing a component that is integral to producing toothpaste tubes. So one of our clients, they produce packaging machinery. This big packaging machinery that industrial clients and pharmaceutical and food packaging, etc. They sell these machines to the companies that are producing these things. Now, our elements are heat seal elements. It's an engineered part made out of stainless steel, and we process it in lots of different ways. There's a few very key USPs that we have that not many people can do due to our process. So it's very specialized, but we produce the element that goes on this machine that allows the packaging process to take place. It's a heat sealing element. So what happens with the toothpaste tubes, for example, is they go into the packaging machine, and our band heats up the seal so it can seal. And as mentioned, the machinery that's used for that accounts for around about 60-70% of the world's supply of toothpaste tubes.
Yeah, and I think that's the key, that when you're buying these businesses, you want to be looking at businesses that are niche, stood the test of time, and this is a very hard product to replicate. I think there are only one or two companies in the UK, is that right, that actually do this, that manufacture this product?
Yeah, so there's one small competitor. It's got a few kind of smaller clients. Actually, the story with that is that the director of this company, they were working together. He decided to go his own way, basically, and so that's why there's two companies in the UK. There's a few. There's one in Germany. There's one in the States, and there is one emerging from China as well. But it's a difficult thing to replicate for a number of reasons. One is the processing that goes on with it. It's a very difficult material to work with, and the skill set and the machinery that you have to have is very specialized. But also because of that, it's cost, right? So if you don't already have a client base for it, it's not actually cost effective for you to go out and try and learn all these, for a company to go out and learn all these things and get the right machinery, do all the R&D. It's proven not to be a particularly easy thing to replicate because of those two reasons, really. So we're in a good place where we're growing still, and operationally making some positive changes. So yeah, it's a positive place where we're at.
Yeah, so that leads me on to my next question. So it's been over a year now since we took over the company. What changes have you implemented that have contributed to the business's growth? Because we have pretty much doubled the revenues in a very short space of time. So a lot of people speak about what happens before you buy the business and how to buy the business, but very, very few people speak about what happens after you take over the business and how you can make that business a better environment, how you can grow the business, and what actually do you do with that business once you buy it? Do you work in it? Do you work on it? Do you work above it? I know that you and me wanted to get very involved so that we can, make the business a better place, a better environment, and grow the revenue. So just share with the viewers what changes you and the team have implemented to contribute to its growth and success.
Sure. Well, first off, I'd say it's case by case, really. So I'll talk about this case, but it's not going to be the same for every business that you and your viewers hopefully take over. So in this instance, for a period of time, I was kind of working in the company, trying to fix some problems and improve some processes. But I've now taken a step back now. We've got all the right processes and systems and people in place. But specifically, what we worked on was around the operations. It was running not particularly efficiently. That was all kind of up in the head of the previous owner, and we had to do a lot of work to iron out the processes so that we could make it very easy to understand and run efficiently. It was quite a lot of work to work on it, and we're talking about looking at the specific case of not being able to get through the orders quick enough, right? So what do? Well, we look at the machinery that we've got. What's the downtime? How many hands on deck have we got? And in this instance, we decided to put on a night shift so that we could use the machinery for more hours. So we just needed more people, open up a night shift, and therefore we could get more work out within the same amount of basically halving the days that it takes for our process, because we've got more people and we don't need to buy more expensive machinery. We just need to use the machinery more often. So that's kind of, in this instance, one of the big things that we worked on. And like I say, we've now taken on 6 new production staff. We've got people in the office now that do their specific roles with the admin, and a production manager as well, who is continuing to improve our processes, and it could take our costs down as well, finding new suppliers. So there's a lot that goes on, and like I say, it does need to be taken case by case, because it's not always going to be the same. That we've doubled the business by getting through more work faster, and by giving a better service. So the thing that really you need to consider when you're taking over a company is, where is the current owner's head? What's their kind of where's their passion, and what are they good at and what are they bad at? Because in this instance, and what I'm finding with a lot of companies that we're talking to and are for sale, is they're just kind of burnt out, and they don't have the passion, the drive, or the determination to do what needs to be done in the business to make it drive forward. So that's where it's so powerful to have a new, hungry team come in and be passionate and driven, and look at the systems and processes to make simple, small changes that add up over time.
So with the business now running smoothly and almost like a well-oiled machine, obviously your daily involvement is now reduced, on your part. What would you say that your plans are moving forward?
Yeah, so we have a number of deals in the works. We've got terms signed, exclusive terms signed. So we are pretty confident on closing a few more companies, and we're looking at synergistic companies that fit either as a supplier, or that we can cross sell to, or that have some sort of integral kind of service that they can offer either this company or the core company, or the kind of the mission and the vision between for the group as a whole. Yeah, it's closing more deals and having fun with it along the way.
That's good to hear. So yes, it sounds like that. You're building an empire, and I see you acquiring definitely more companies. And I think that this is, by working with you very closely over the last, couple of years, this is just the beginning. How would you envision the future of the factory?
Yeah, so the factory is continuing to improve all the time. I've literally just had a full day with a management accountant and kind of acting FD at the moment, who he and his team are putting together a full kind of stack quoting costing system, and so it's for us in terms of the factory and the operations. There's still a lot that needs to happen to really make it be able to scale much faster, even faster than it already is. But it's small improvements now. So we're ensuring that our stock is measured and kept up to date in terms of our, so we know how much material we've got to use, and the simple small changes that can go a long way to help the production staff in their job and know where they sit, and as well as the back end administration and the communication with clients, and then of course me and my reporting that I need, because I'm not on site every day, so I need a very clear reporting system that tells me at a snapshot exactly where we are with everything. So it's a whole kind of everything comes into play in one. So any improvement in the factory needs to be reflected in how I can visually keep up to date and clear on what those changes are and how it's being reflected in our reporting.
Yes, it sounds as if you're really starting to streamline the operation now, the systems, the operational, and really just oiling that machine more now, so that you've got all of the reporting coming through. You know exactly what's happening, when, where, revenues. Yeah, it's great to see you so organized with the company as well. It's I've got to take my hat off to you. You've done a great job, putting things together and getting the company to where it is today. So, and also, could you share, the value that you believe, the bootcamp has brought you? Working with myself, what I brought to the table, from your, perspective.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it changed my life quite simply. This concept of business buying is simple to understand, but it's so difficult to master and actually go through with it. So having the likes of you, Ken, just there, and your wisdom and knowledge, your experience in this game, it's kickstarted a whole new way of thinking, and it would be very, very difficult to do without it. I've not got any experience in mergers and acquisitions. I've not got any experience in the kind of more corporate banking or corporate mergers and acquisitions and that sort of thing. So starting from ground zero, you're in the deep end, and having a lifeguard, Ken, there to support you and make sure you're not sinking, and it completely changes the game.
Now that's definitely nice to hear. Very nice to hear. What message would you convey to those who are perhaps sitting in the fence, contemplating mentorship, wanting to get started, but haven't yet taken the initiative to start, and made that decision to cross over yet? What message would you convey to those sitting on the fence?
For sure. So the first thing I say is, if you're not committed, if you're not a committed person, if you're just kind of thinking about it but not really sure, don't, because this isn't going to work out for you. If you really are committed, you see this as your this is your journey. This is how you're going to make it in life. So and be the person that you want to be, then you have to. There's no other way around it. There really isn't. So if you're on the fence and you're leaning towards that motivation and commitment, and understanding that it's not going to happen overnight, it's going to be difficult. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be near misses. But if you stick with it and you stick with Ken, then it will happen.
It's all part of the the fun. You've got to enjoy the downs as much as you enjoy the ups, and take the lessons from the downs so that you don't make these mistakes in the future. And here's the thing, I'm learning myself, all the time. I like to remain a student as well as the teacher. It's impossible to know everything, and even I have downs. I make mistakes, and I just learn from these mistakes, never to make them again. Some cost a lot of money. But it's all part of the journey, and even I, still have that perspective that I enjoy the journey. I enjoy the downs as much as I enjoy the ups. But I think just trying to take the emotion out of a lot of the decisions that take place is one of the most important decisions that I made through my business buying journey. Even in every aspect of life, is just having that emotional control. Now I just want to say to all of our listeners as well. Comment down below and let us know whereabouts in the world you are watching in from. And if you have a business, what kind of business is it that you own? And what kind of business is it that you would like to buy? Comment down below and let us know. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, because that helps us get this out to lots more people in the internet. So I just want to dive into some fun questions before we close up, and into some personal aspects. I'm sure that everybody's want to hear a little bit behind the scenes. So there's nothing wrong with having materialistic goals. So can you reveal your favorite car? And I'm a big car enthusiast. Do you have a dream car in mind that you would like to buy as you build the empire? So I remember you were picking me up, and one of my favorite cars was a stunning Porsche Cayman. The last time I visited, and you get this another beautiful car, that lovely Mercedes. But what is your dream car? And what do you have in mind for the future?
Yeah, I love my cars. I always have. I love the thrill of it. I love driving. So really, my dream car is probably a McLaren Senna. To be honest, I want to feel that on a track. It just seems like an incredible piece of kit. So that's probably my dream.
Yeah, it's a £700,000 or £800,000 machine. A friend of mine had a McLaren Senna. He never put it on the track. The last time I seen him, he was sitting in a $14 million Bugatti Divo. Chris Crypto spoke to him yesterday, actually. But yeah, what a beautiful Senna, beautiful machine. But yeah, very, very expensive. But I always say that McLarens are like degenerate women. They always break down. They're high maintenance.
I have heard that as well, yeah. But
so I prefer to stick with the kind of German stuff. But the McLaren Senna is definitely one for the bucket list. So obviously you're very busy through the week, working on your deals, with myself, the team, and everything else that you're doing with the factory. But how do you typically spend your weekends? Have you got any hobbies or pastimes that you'd like to share with everybody?
Sure. I tend to just catch up with friends. I'm quite big into sports, so I've been watching the rugby recently. Which the results as of late have not been the most enjoyable with the England going out. But I like just hanging out with friends, playing a bit of sport, watching some sport, and seeing family. It's nothing too crazy, to be honest. That's a little bit behind me now. So
yeah, a bit like myself. I do like to relax at the weekends as well. It is nice to get out and spend time with friends. But when you're sitting in the office, where the office is in the sun, on a boat, or my office is my computer and my phone, wherever I am in the world. It gets a little bit exhausting after being on the phone, in meetings all through the week, dealing with solicitors, lawyers, business brokers, mentoring. It's So it's nice to have the hobbies, but like I totally understand. So I wanted to just say, for those interested in the opportunity to join our next bootcamp and to possibly partner with me on a 7-figure business just like this one right here, you can apply through the link in the pinned comment and the description. And don't forget to check out Deal Maker University, where we have a beautiful mastermind and online learning programs. So to find out more information about that, you can go to www.dealmaker.university. So with all that said, a heartfelt thank you to you, Oliver, for coming on the show, and I've no doubt that you will reach 8-figure territory and beyond. So we look forward to having you back on the show once you make the next deal happen. Peace out.